What's up, guys? I am here today to talk to you about Prophet of Doom, the recently refreshed shotgun from the Garden of Salvation. This is a weapon that has historically been ignored because it had a decent stat package, but not a lot of great perks. Story of Garden's life, I suppose. But with the refresh, we're now looking at a shotgun that both removes any future need to farm a Matador. If you're still trying to get one, you're better off running Garden because this weapon is craftable. It's also great in PvE, another huge bonus, and I've been really enjoying it. It has a lot of versatile roles, but I really want to talk about just how good this origin trait is, because Bungie has been on fire with some of these origin traits. Photo Inhibition. This weapon deals bonus damage to combatant shields and targets with overshields. Breaking a combatant shield disorients them. Breaking an energy match shield also disorients nearby combatants. So what this does is it passively increases damage against shielded enemies by 34.3% in PvE and 21.6% against combatant overshields. It is only 15.6 against player overshields, but that's still important. And we'll talk, this is the rare opportunity where, though I'm not going to show any footage, I do actually have experience with this weapon in PvP and will be speaking to it. But we'll get to that in a little bit. So, again, breaking a combatant's shield disorients them. So, the same kind of effect you get with a disorienting grenade launcher. And if it's matched, so in this case, if you're shooting an arc shield and breaking it, you're disorienting enemies nearby for free. We're talking something that used to require running a fragment or a thing on the artifact to be able to get these effects. And now it's just there as part of the gun. And it's great. You'll see some of this footage even against unmatched enemies, just blasting through enemies with solar shields and the like, and they're just not up to snuff. And breaking the arc shield, blinding the nearby enemies, it's great. And really kind of helps you control the flow of battle. Now, when it comes to PvE, and it comes to a shotgun like this, precision frames are pretty well statted in range, aim assist, things like that, which I know aim assist not as important in PvE, but when you're trying to hit more of those precision shots, it does help. So when you're using this weapon in, say, a 1-2 punch build like I'm doing in this video, it's really easy to kind of get that quick snap onto the head and then follow it up with a powered melee and really maximize something like 1-2 punch. I opted to go for handling. I put a barrel shroud on my PvE roll, and I did an assault mag because fire rate is so important when you're in the thick of battle. There's a lot of ways you could go in PvE. You could go with a deeper mag to go with some of the third column options, or one specific third column option that I do recommend. But as far as really altering the stats, it's not going to end up as much of a big deal, except for handling. You want to be able to pull this thing out quickly when you need it. You want to be able to put it away just as fast. So I do recommend something like Barrel Shroud, so you could take advantage of the handling, and then a handling masterwork. That's what I personally do on my roll. Again, assault mag. When we get to the third column, there's good options. There is one option that I can kind of say is universally good, regardless of if you're doing PvP or PvE, and that is Threat Detector. That is a perk that's just always going to be up, especially if you're in shotgun range of enemies. Even now, with the increases in range, you're probably going to be within 15 meters of an enemy while using a shotgun, so you're going to get flat bonuses to stability, reload speed, and handling, as well as handling animation duration. That's going to make it, again, easier to be able to take it out, put it away, do whatever you need to do with it. It is a great all-around perk that is going to serve you well in any situation. So if you're not sure what you want to put there, just put Threat Detector and forget about it. Other options that I would recommend are something like Pugilist if you're going with a 1-2 punch build. We'll talk more about fourth column in a second, but Pugilist is going to give you more melee energy to be able to better take advantage of 1-2 punch. So getting kills with your shotgun is going to fuel your powered melee, which you want to use with 1-2 punch. It's a great combo. It's what I'm currently using on my Swordbreaker shotgun, and it's a great combo. I like it a lot and would definitely advise people to take advantage of it on this roll. What I'm personally taking advantage of, and what I kind of would think is the last recommended perk for me in the third column, is Reconstruction. Because one of the most important things for me that I have noticed running Swordbreaker is I really like to whip out my shotgun, do my thing, put it away. But then when I need it again, I'm spending more time reloading that shotgun. Reconstruction is going to give you the ability to quickly reload that weapon while it's stowed. It is nerfed compared to what it used to do, but that overflow of the magazine means that you're going to be able to keep, in my case, 10 rounds in there pretty much at all times. I run one reserve mod, so I usually have 22 rounds total for the weapon. So almost half of that is in my gun, ready to go at any given moment. And then being able to put it away and watch it reload. I'll sometimes reload it up to 3 just to kind of give it a head start, but to let it continue from there, by the time I usually need it again, it's back over 5, 6, 7, 8 shots, and I can use those and put it away. The only time I'm really running low is when I'm just blasting and I'm just kind of going crazy. And you're not always going to do that with Prophet of Doom. You can, but you're not always going to want to do that. So those situations are fewer and further between. You can look at options like Slideways, Envious Arsenal. I don't really like Envious Arsenal on a special weapon that you're not going to be using as the focus of your build. I understand the benefits of Envious. I definitely think Envious is a better heavy weapon option. If it's on a sniper or something that you're going to be using as a secondary DPS option, I could see that more so. But on a Prophet, not my top pick. Threat Remover is just kind of threat detector with more work. I mean, it does kind of go hand in hand with 1-2 punch, but again, you can get all of this stuff for free just by kind of being in range of an enemy. Yes, this is more on demand, but situations where you're going to need Threat Remover are probably always going to be situations that you need Threat Detector. Maybe not always, but generally speaking, they're going to kind of go hand in hand. Slideways is fine if you want to continue to roll with your shotgun and you want to be able to slide to reload it, fine. Not my favorite option. And Air Trigger is Air Trigger. It is the fastest reload option on the weapon, but I like to be able to put it away. And you could always do something like, Threat Detector and still put on a holster mod if you kind of want to get the effect of Reconstruction without committing the perk to it. There are ways to do that. I prefer to have my surges, but there are ways to kind of have your cake and eat it too if you choose to go that route. In the fourth column, for PvE, your 3 options that you can go with. I'm really leaning towards 1-2 punch or trench barrel, depending on how you are utilizing your melee. If you are trying to just chunk down big target fast, you want to go with 1-2 punch, get that full burst of your shotgun, and then just chunk it down quickly. Chunk that bad boy down. If you are trying to use this more for a continual ad clear, like there's a room of orange bars, you're only running one melee charge, you're not running Titan Consecration build or something, and you're like, you know what? I'm just using my passive melee and not really thinking about it, then Trench Barrel is going to be great for that. 50% increase to your shotgun's damage is never a bad thing. For 3 shots, and then just punch and refresh it. Easy peasy. Volt Shot is for the for the person who is looking at, say, Air Trigger. I want to keep my shotgun out. I want to clear rooms with it. Volt Shot is great on shotguns. I really like Volt Shot on shotguns. You can't really go wrong with Volt Shot on almost any weapon. Prophet of Doom continues that trend. totally understand why somebody would want to run that. When we start to look at PvP, because this is going to be a very popular option because it is craftable. When we look at PvP, I think Barrel Shroud stays the same. In my opinion, I still run Barrel Shroud because you still want that handling. Yes, stability is not really doing as much for your shotgun as it does with other weapons, but the handling is so clutch. Again, that readiness, that ability to just kind of snap the weapon when you need it. There are other ways to supplement that, especially in PvP. You have handling mods, things like that, but you can never go wrong putting a little more handling on your shotgun in PvP. I feel that handling almost matters more than range, especially on this particular weapon when we start getting into fourth column options. I still do go Assault Mag, again, because of the fourth column option we're going to talk about. Being able to rattle off that extra shot a little faster is going to mean you have a more reliable shot profile because of the more tall oval shape that this shotgun makes. It makes it really good to just fit players in that profile, but also being able to fire off that second shot when you have it is going to make a world of difference and is going to keep you competitive with some of the faster firing shotguns like lightweights, and is going to keep you an even further step ahead when it comes to the slower firing ones like aggressives. Threat detector, again, this is the option. I can't recommend anything over threat detector in the third column when it comes to PvP. It is just the best option. Look nowhere else. I would not in good conscience recommend anything else. Fourth column, we do have options like Barrel Constrictor and the ever popular Opening Shot. And it's really easy to go Opening Shot, and I wouldn't even blame you. Opening Shot is kind of like the 1B option here because it's so tried and true, and when you start with that one shot, that is your opening shot. You want to make it count, and boy, does Opening Shot help you make that count by increasing your range and by increasing your accuracy. It does make a difference. You're going to appreciate it. The range, the aim assist, the accuracy cone, they're going to keep your shot more accurate and ensure that you get most of, if not that entire kill. You know, maybe follow up with a melee, something like that. What you really want, though, is Closing Time. It is a new perk, and I wasn't really sure what to think of Closing Time when it first came out. And then you start putting it on shotguns, it starts to make a lot of sense. So, further improves range, accuracy, and handling as the magazine gets lower. The beautiful thing about that is your shotgun starts with one shot. And this is a perk that linearly scales as the magazine drops from 50% capacity. So it goes from 10 to as much as 20 range on the final shot, which means that your shotgun is going to start with plus 20 range just by having one round in it. You don't need to restow or reload to reset. You know, if you're going from your second shot, you're getting most of that, and then when you go to your last shot, you're getting that maximum benefit. If you have more rounds, you're still benefiting as that goes, whereas Opening Shot is kind of one and done until you reload or stow. This just keeps working. You get ranging from 30 to 50 handling. These are estimates, you know, that I'm getting from D2 Foundry. It looks like we don't have fully exact numbers yet. You're getting the handling animation duration multiplier, and you're getting the accuracy cone size. So while you're not getting the aim assist of Opening Shot, it doesn't matter as much on a shotgun as it does on a precision weapon like a sniper rifle, a scout rifle, pulse rifle, hand cannon. You're not as worried about that. Closing Time is always putting in work for you as long as your magazine is under 50%. And this is why you don't need to build a lot of range. You know, I do have a range masterwork on my PvP shotgun, bringing the range to 77. The base is 67, which is already good. But when you bring that range to 77, and then you activate Closing Time, or you pull out your weapon and Closing Time is active, I should say. Now you're at 97. You're at almost 100 range, which makes it one of the easiest shotguns to use in PvP with regard to taking a confident shot slightly further than you think you're comfortable with. Because of the shot profile, because of the added range, because of the just usability of Prophet when you have that little bump to handling. You pull that shotgun out, you take the shot, and you will be amazed how many times you really clean up that kill. It is a fantastic shotgun for PvP. And if you are a PvE person who, just dabbles in PvP, this is going to be a great shotgun for you to bring. And if you get comfortable with it, you're going to put a lot of kills on it because it's not a difficult shotgun to use. It has good enough stats that you don't really need to worry too much about, I got to build into this, I got to build into that. It's mostly where you want it to be, and it's just about tweaking it a little bit. And you have so many more options with mods because you're not always going to be running handling mods in PvE because that's not necessarily your build. But in PvP, you're more likely to be running that because your weapons do more of the talking. As much as we talk about ability spam and stuff in the Crucible, your weapons are doing most of the talking there. And so you want to build into the most effective weapon profile for your character on top of whatever ability build you're going for. So Prophet just went from the shotgun everyone forgot about to a shotgun that, were it not for Deadlock, would arguably be the best shotgun in the game for PvP and multi-purpose in PvE. You don't often get a jack of all trades kind of gun like this, one that feels kind of top tier in both. So, when you combine the origin trait, when you combine the perks and the stats that you can get on this weapon, it's kind of this perfect storm of, really? Like, it's actually, they did that? This feels like power creep the shotgun in a lot of ways. And I don't want to over-exaggerate, I don't want to oversell this thing, but try it and let the shotgun do the talking and let it take you where you want to go. And you'll start to kind of feel it, start to kind of see it. This thing's really good. I like it a lot. Thank you guys so much for checking out another video. I really do appreciate you. I'm trying to keep these weekly. Next week, or I should say maybe today, I think is when this is going up. At Reset, we're going to have new guns, so I will have new weapons to be talking to you about starting next week, as long as I can hopefully get some good rolls on that SMG. But, let me know if you guys are using Prophet, what you like on it, how you like the feel. Always love to hear, how everybody else is using it, because everybody's a little bit different. So, I try and give you my best recommendations, but somebody's going to come at me with a crazy one, and they're going to be like, you have to try this. And some of those crazy ones, I do try. I do. I am also trying to stream more. You can check me out over on twitch.tv/nightmarecv. It is in the description. If you guys want to come and hang out for a stream, it's, always appreciated. You don't have to, but if you want to, why not? I like to run some content with people. Always down to run with, people in chat. So that's always a good time. And as always, I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. And I will catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.